Good afternoon. You're welcome to the Pundits on Flip TV. Once again, I will say happy June 12th Independence. It's Independence June 12th anniversary. Today celebrated all across the country, especially at the Eagle Square in Abuja. It's a celebration democracy there, and June 12th has been mapped out as a date to celebrate. But because on Sunday would not be that feasible, but today, Monday 13th, is a celebration across the country. We are going to be looking at the presidency. That is what is on the minds of many. That is what has stopped the discussion over various media platforms and the social media. The rush for PVC to vote for your desired candidate. Many believe that structure and popularity will be a deciding factor at the 2023 elections. As we look at the top contenders at the 2023 presidential race in the presence of Atiku, Tinubu, and Peter Obi, there is a sentiment that the race for the presidency is a two-horse race. Welcome to the program as we look at the issues. I have with me Comrade Idowu Israel. I may want to disagree with the fact that this presidency is technically, looking at it, is a two-horse race. What's your take?
You say you want to disagree, or you want to agree?
I want to disagree.
Okay.
I want to disagree.
You know, in every contest, in every race, there are always aspirants, there are always contestants, and there are always candidates. But like I always say, you know, when you get to the bridge about to cross it, boys are always separated from the men. And from all indications, I think we have about 15 presidential candidates that have emerged from different parties across board. But the first and foremost thing that you will recollect is, call an average Nigerian, ask an average Nigerian, which political parties do you know in Nigeria? They will tell you APC and PDP.
No. Things are changing. Things are changing. Now they will add Labour Party.
People will now tell you
Labour Party.
There is Labour Party. People will now tell you that there is NNNP, and people will tell you that there is AAC. AAC has always been there. That's a show-rest party, because there has always been contesting. But if you say whether it's a two-horse race or not, I want to agree that it's going to be a two-horse race, irrespective of the fact that Peter Obi joined the Labour Party and is contesting as the flag bearer of the Labour Party. What we used to know of the old Labour Party has even been splitted into two, because now you have Zenith Labour Party, where Barrister Dan Nwayawu is coming from. So I think whatever strength the old Labour Party has had in the past has whittled down, or has whittled away, with the formation of the Zenith Labour Party by Mimiko as the governor, as the leader of the party then when he was in Ondo State. And the current Labour Party you have currently, that Peter Obi is coming out from, is just a party on paper without structure.
No. He said the last time the structure is the 100 million Nigerians that are.
We cannot.
Hungry 100 million Nigerians.
That is a political statement. That is an illusionary statement.
No. It's an illusionary electronic voting. No.
See,
you are using electronic transfer.
You said 100 million hungry Nigerians is the structure. I want to take that as a literary statement, because the other two parties we are talking about, like PDP, APC has 22 governors. PDP, I think, has about 14 governors. They have structures in the state. What do you call structures? Structures are plenipotentiaries. Structures are officialdom, executive representation of the people, elected representatives. And if you look at it in this country, only those two parties are dominating. I think YPP and ABGA has one.
Have you seen a rush for PVC collection?
I have, and
what has necessitated that rush?
The rush for PVC collection does not mean they are going to vote for Labour now.
What I'm saying, what has necessitated?
What has is the consciousness. The people are now more conscious. People have now realized that if we actually told the right path by at least doing our bit. What is our bit? Get the PVC as your weapon. If you can get it, probably we can change the narrative. Changing the narrative is what is leading to the rush for PVC. But
the narrative of the APC, is it the narrative of APC or
the narrative of politicking generally in the country? You change the narrative by ensuring that you participate, you understand, and what can make you participate is when you have your PVC. But like I always said, cumulatively, when you are talking of what we are discussing here is whether it's a 2-horse race or it's for everybody. Why are you not mentioning Kwankwaso as a third force or as a fourth force? When, if we want to be sincere with ourselves, Kwankwaso is stronger than Peter Obi, as in the NNNP is stronger than LP currently.
Currently, don't say currently. I will not agree with you currently.
Wait now, I will explain to you. I will explain to you. When the Kwankwaso left PDP, he made wide consultation with people like Shekarau that control structures, and already people that are leaving to join the NNNP are people that are already politically established, that have structures, that have huge followership in their different places. And that's why we are saying that 2023 will not be like other years when you have 10 million votes or 3 million votes. We call it Boloyi from Kano. We may not have it this time around because Kano now is now splitted into 3. The Kwankwaso will take a chunk of it. Atiku will take a chunk of it. While Tinubu will take a chunk of it. You are not talking of Obi taking any chunk from the Kano and elections. Now
there's a video about the video online. Kano indigenes, young people in Kano are rooting for Obi.
Yes, I know that your perspective about Obi is probably because you are being sentimental. Being sentimental.
I give a fact.
Being sentimental. See, there is this thing we are always telling people. There are no polling units on social media.
Yeah,
there are no polling. If you want to use social media to judge election, you understand, go and ask president, go and ask vice president Yemi Osinbajo. If you look at the everything, the data analysis, everything points out to the fact that Yemi Osinbajo will win the APC.
The poll on social media was not done by the delegates. We are talking about the Nigerian voters now.
Nigerian voters.
The delegates primary election is different from what we are talking about.
You are saying people are rushing for PVC. Are you telling me that it is only Igbos that are rushing?
I'm not saying Igbos. I just give an example of a northerner.
Or are you telling me that the people that are rushing for PVCs are Labour Party members? Or are you telling me that Labour Party youths are the one collecting the PVCs?
Yeah.
We agree.
Yeah.
And we should not deviate from the topic. The topic is whether it's a 2-horse race or 3-horse race. You are trying to bring Peter Obi as a person, as an individual, as an entity into making an horse. I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you because peradventure he went to an already established party with structures that have elected representatives, that have people in nooks and crannies of the 36th state of the federation. Then I can agree with you.
If you don't want to involve Peter Obi in this, why did Atiku, he said he was going to consult Peter Obi and Kwankwaso?
We heard it that Atiku was trying to consult Okonjo, excuse me, that he was trying to consult Okonjo-Iweala. He has since debunked it, that there is nothing like that. Most of the things we read on
Peter Obi.
Wait, now that's where I'm going. Most of the things we read on paper, on pages of newspaper, should be properly scrutinized before we make them statements, because they can be very volatile. Now, I have never, apart from the fact that the day Peter Obi was in PDP, and before you know it, he traveled out of the country. He went to London. He came back from London and immediately sent a letter of resignation to PDP. If he had an affinity with a Kwankwaso, a possible rapport, a possible combo that did not work out, and he went to Labour. Now, this Labour Party you are talking about, apart from the fact that Peter Obi joined the Labour Party, is there any other person in the Labour Party that has put weight? Is there any structure that Labour Party has done? Is there anything peculiar that Labour Party has contributed to the democratic development of this nation? No. The only reason why Labour Party is suddenly becoming popular is because
Peter Obi
has gone to Labour Party, and there is going to be a vote of sentiment for Peter Obi as Igbos are now going to Labour Party.
I'm seeing it like that.
Yes, you are seeing it like that. But you cannot tell me that cumulatively, when you look at the way elections are run in this country, it is not the Igbos that have the highest number of votes. It is the North. We all know it is the North, followed by the Southwest, the Southeast, and the South. So even if all Southeasterners join Labour parties, if all people in the Southeast, everybody in the Southeast that are of voting age, if all of them vote for Peter Obi, does that mean he's going to beat Tinubu?
Like I said,
no, it will not, because
in the north he is garnishing supporters. That is
garnishing supporters on Facebook, garnishing supporters on social media, where since he joined the Labour Party that you are talking about, apart from the fact that he joined the Labour Party, who has he been consulting with? Who has he been relating with? Which people that are mighty and have caliber, heavyweight in the north has he reached out to? Who has he reached out to in the southeast, in the southwest? See, this is what killed Awolowo. It did not affect Abiola, because as at the time Abiola was coming out, everybody was tired of the military. We wanted the military, we want to chase them out, so the effect was not there. But Awolowo practiced a regional form of politicking. He was concentrating his action group, and later the UPN were concentrated and were tagged as a regional party, you understand, as party of the Yorubas. So likewise, this nomenclature you are giving Labour now, you are trying to make it look like the party of the Igbos.
No, I'm not saying.
Excuse me, that is because now you are suddenly making me realize
he has support in the southwest, he has support in the north.
Now let us now analyze why it is a two-horse race. Atiku Abubakar has been contesting for the president of this country for the past 20 years. Remember, he contested in 1992 convention. Yeah. He stepped down for MKO Abiola. He has been contesting. Atiku Abubakar was a vice president for 8 years. Atiku Abubakar has been on the ballot twice as a president, and as at the last time, Atiku Abubakar can boast of 10 million votes. And currently, PDP has 13 governors. PDP is the opposition party. PDP has a wider reach, and PDP is the main opposition party in this country. So if people are saying we don't want to vote for the ruling power because the ruling party, because they have failed us, if you want to think, the only other, the first alternative, the first option people will think of is PDP. Now you are bringing a Peter Obi as a third force here. We've analyzed Atiku. Let us now see Tinubu. Tinubu was a senator in that same 1992. Okay. You understand? Was a senator when Atiku contested for president. Tinubu was a governor for 8 years, and Tinubu in the last 20 years has built people in this country. Today, sentiment apart, there is no politician. He is a general among politicians in this country. There is no politician in this country that can claim to have human structures more than Tinubu. He has built governors, he has made ministers, he has serving senators, serving House of Reps members, and all of them are alive, and all of them are likely to support him. Now come to Peter Obi. Peter Obi was a vice presidential candidate under Atiku the last election. Fine, Peter Obi, ordinarily people were expecting, because like somebody was arguing yesterday, it was an argument anyway, off camera, that it will be why Atiku may be romancing Peter Obi is probably because people sees it that it will be easier or faster or better for a Peter Obi to become a vice president under Atiku, while it will be a wild goose chase to go and think he can become a president under Labour. Let me explain because the Atiku already is a
Yes, good afternoon once again. Yes, sorry for that break in transmission due to technical problems, and we've resolved it. Yes, we are still talking about the presidency, a two-horse race. Sorry, a two-horse race. And I don't know who that two-horse race is. Is it the two-horse race?
Yes, now the two-horse race is between the two major political parties in the country. That is Atiku and Tinubu.
There's no other person that
the other persons that are coming,
is the deciding factor.
Like I told you, the other persons that are coming, they are coming just to participate. You understand? When you go for a competition, when you want to participate, everybody is a participant. But some people are more serious. Some people are more willing. You understand? Some people are seen as contestants. You understand? As candidates, as mighty and caliber. Like, look at it. If you want to play Champions League, you cannot tell me that you want to go and you want to play Champions League and there is Real Madrid, there is Barcelona, and you are now telling me that Nottingham Forest or Blackburn Rovers competing in that same competition, you are now telling me that they may likely win the contest. It's either Real Madrid or Barcelona wins the race, and that is what you are going to use here. I just told you this. When Atiku emerged as the party flag bearer, the sentiment is always that this guy is a political bigwig. He has already established structures, and which is why Peter Obi did not wait to contest the primary of the PDP. And since Tinubu emerged as the flag bearer of APC and Atiku emerged there, you have seen people cross-carpeting. You hear today that people leave APC for PDP. You hear that one honorable left PDP for APC. Have you ever heard anybody saying they are cross-carpeting to Labour Party? And like I told you, these other two persons, they are across the length and breadth of the country. They are known everywhere. In the north, in the south, in the west, everybody knows Tinubu. In the north, in the west, in the south, everybody knows Atiku. And they have structures there. You understand? People are waiting. But the only sentiment people have for Obi is because he's an Igbo man. It is because people are thinking it is the time, excuse me,
his track record, he said.
The track record
go and verify.
As a governor of Anambra.
Go and verify.
As a governor of Anambra, he was Anambra governor, but in governorship, you cannot tell me that you've had governors performances. So you cannot tell me that he turned Anambra to an Eldorado, or that when he was in Anambra, people were eating from government house. The track record you were claiming he has was after leaving as the governor of Anambra, he was the Igbo man that was the vice presidential candidate to Atiku in 2019. That is the only track record you can claim he has. And since he joined Labour, how many big wigs?
That is the only track record.
How many big wigs have you seen?
He's the only person that has declared all he has done in Anambra State.
He's not the only person. He's not the only person.
Aside
other people.
Aside Yaradua. Aside Yaradua, mention another person.
See.
Mention another person aside Yaradua.
We live in a country where you understand, performances are based on how the social media or how active the person is on social media. See, go to Gombe State. Go and see Gombe State. I don't know whether you know the name of the governor of Gombe State, but I have been to Gombe State early this year. Go to Borno State. Go and see what Professor Zulum is doing in Borno State. You understand? When you say people perform, the people are performing creditably well year in, year out as governors. And that is not enough to say because you perform as a governor, that is enough for you to be a president. The only sentiment here is that the Igbos are feeling detribalized, disenfranchised. The Igbos felt it is time for an Igbo man to be president of Nigeria, which I am not against. You understand? And the Igbo sees in a Peter Obi the person that can actualize that dream. But the fact remains that, okay, when Messi was leaving Barcelona,
okay,
he already has 5 Ballon d'Or, abi, or 6. He has 6 Ballon d'Ors, making him the best in the world. Now, when he was leaving Barcelona, why didn't he go to Everton? Or why didn't he go to Getafe? Why didn't he go to a small club side that cannot give him Ballon d'Or or give him success? He went to PSG. He's playing in PSG because, you know, the structures are there to assist him in achieving his aim. Unlike Peter Obi now, Peter Obi now went to Labour Party, and when he went to Labour Party, he has, to me, since he got to Labour Party, Peter Obi has not done anything, anything impactful to me, to let me know that the Labour Party can give him the victory. What are those things? Since he went to Labour Party, he has not been meeting people across board. He's just relaxed on the fact that it is time for Igbos, and Igbos will vote for me. And mind you, like we always say, it's a treason. You understand? On the day of elections, Igbos, majority of Igbos, they drink beer, they play football, they don't go out.
Don't make this an Igbo affair.
Yes.
Don't make it an Igbo affair.
Why?
I'm not supporting anybody.
Why I'm saying this?
I'm not supporting anybody.
Why I'm saying
I'm
this
just looking at the track record I understand these people have.
Why I am saying this is you cannot compare Peter Obi. They are not in the same pedestal. Peter Obi, Atiku and Tinubu, they are not in the same pedestal. The only reason why you can try to bring him up to them, not even equate to, why you can lift him up a bit, is the fact that he was vice presidential candidate to Atiku in 2019. He was in the opposition before, and he is instrumental in the opposition. But now he has left that party. He has gone to a new party where even when he got there, he met crisis there. Don't forget that in the last 1 week, 2 people emerged as presidential candidates from the same Labour Party, and the 2 we are talking about were of Igbo extractions, not of another even tribe. Now, if that has been doused, that is none of our business. Our business is that, did Peter Obi have enough structures, apart from social media, apart from the sentiment there is an Igbo man and it is time for Igbo man? Did he have structures on ground to battle, to tackle, to defeat Atiku or Tinubu? I doubt it because he has not. Yes, he said they are people are rushing for
yes, because of the person of Obi, because of the person.
Are you saying people are
most Nigerian artists had made awareness online? Most Nigerian artists,
because of Peter Obi.
I know these people have followers.
Because of Peter Obi.
They said they are going they are going to vote Peter Obi.
What of the ones that are doing for Tinubu? What of the ones that are doing for Atiku?
I'm not seeing that online.
What, you've not seen what online?
Maybe you can show me. I'm not seeing that online.
See what?
No, you can show me.
You said musicians. Are they politicians?
No, they are not politicians. I'm just telling you what's happening. What's happening?
For you to achieve anything politically favorable here, you have to be politically inclined. Forget all these comedies, all these people endorsing people laying claims, all the people you are claiming that you are saying. I nearly had an issue with one of your people at the bystand there this morning. One of the people of Igbo's extraction there, he arguing at the newspaper stand there. I challenged him and asked him for whether he has a PVC. He did not have.
Yeah, most people don't. Most of them don't have PVCs.
So
that's why there's a rush to get PVCs.
And these are rabble rousers. You understand? In fact, let me shock you. There is an attempt while Atiku, while Obi is leading the race for people to go and get PVCs. Yes, he has been the most volatile of those campaigning. The other 2, they are already assured. They know what they have.
Yeah.
They know what they are expecting. They know how many votes they are expecting from this state or from this local government or from, because they have structures there. They have people there. They know what can come out of
things can change now. Things can change because now, as it is now,
what will change it?
There's a revolution going on.
There is no revolution.
There's a revolution kind of going on.
There's no revolution. The only thing is that people are more conscious.
That's the revolution.
It's not a revolution. What is a revolution?
People are
a revolution is a change of ways of doing things. What has changed?
People were not interested in elections before. They say votes don't count. Now you see the rush for PVCs. That's to tell you that votes people are even believing in the electoral process.
Now, let me shock you. The logistics for getting the PVCs. People are being frustrated into getting.
Yeah, probably there's a ploy. I see there's a ploy to discourage people. Yes, there's a plan.
Equally, even when Obi and others are clamoring for the extension of collection of PVCs, I heard that some forces the nameless forces are trying to prevail on INEC, to prevail on them not to increase the date for collection of PVCs. But be that as it may, even if people rush, even if people agrees that yes, our vote should count and must count now, and we want to get PVCs, what is the parameter, what is the justification that majority of the people collecting are collecting because of an Obi? No, there is no justification.
No, I'm not saying they are collecting because of an Obi. I say the awareness is making people, had made people to decide on getting their PVC.
Chooks, cumulatively, based on what we have on ground, MKO Abiola's son, Kola Abiola, is contesting from PRP. People did not know him. And people will not say because his father was MKO Abiola that died for us in 1993, let us sympathetically vote for him. Because he did not have structures that will justify or make that work. Sowore has been shouting. Sowore is the most volatile of all the the candidates of the party, and Sowore is even more popular than majority of them because of the roles he's playing in the media. But does that transform that people will make Sowore a president?
Somebody asking a question. Uche Gini is asking a question. You said that structure determine who wins the election, and the structures we have the APC, PDP, they have more structure than any other party. Yes. You say, what are these structures? Can you please enlighten us so that we can tell?
The structures are the statutory, the electoral representatives, the plenipotentiaries. APC had 22 states. They control 22 states of federation.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Let me ask a question. Before APC got into power, what were their structures?
The structures. They are the opposition party now. As at the time PDP was ruling, APC was following bumper to bumper. APC was the only opposition in the House, in the Senate, and APC.
What were their structures before they got power?
The structures. They have governors now. They have Senate. They have House of Rep members. They have senators. See, you cannot win an election without money, without logistics, without human forces and human effort. And you cannot win elections with what are the structures? These structures are the nomenclatures. You in 22 APC states now, how many has Obi reached out to? All the out of the 19 northern states, the north has 19 states, and if the 19 states decide to go one way, let all Igbo
don't make it an Igbo thing. This is not an Igbo thing.
I'm telling you,
you're trying to be a bit tribalistic now. Because Peter Obi is a Nigerian president, not an Igbo president. What I am trying to say
is that Peter Obi sees himself more as an Igbo president than a Nigerian president.
How can you convince me that?
Because he has failed to reach out to other parts of the country.
He went to Sokoto.
He went to Sokoto to meet you, to do what? To meet you. I'm saying go and meet the real people that deliver people.
Who are the real people? Let me know.
The real people are people that deliver people in states now. You know them now. They have names. If you go to your state now, you know they will tell you in Ibadan. Go and meet Lekan Balogun. If you go to Ogbomoso, they will tell you go and meet former governor. You understand? He has not reached out enough to every other part of the country. And
okay, you're advising that he reaches out to every person.
That is what
before you can be sure of being amongst these horse race.
Yes, that is what can make him amongst the horse race, and that's why Champions League is different from Europa. He's not even in the Europa. He's in the Conference League. Because, yes, it's in the Conference League because
not even La Liga.
No, I'm talking of the Champions League and Europa.
Okay, then Conference.
It's not even
World Cup.
You understand?
World Cup.
So you cannot tell me that one day just because of this is 8 months to election. You understand? And these people you are talking, the Tinubu and the Atiku, they have been preparing for this for years.
Yeah.
Now suddenly. Is the campaign from PDP to Labour is not up to 1 month now. So
Mr. Adegboyega said Mr. Chris am I supporting Peter Obi?
Yes, now you are supporting Peter Obi.
How am I supporting Peter Obi?
Because you are trying to elevate and equate Peter Obi with Atiku and Tinubu simply because he joined Labour and is contesting for president. Forgetting
the reason why I'm trying to bring him here is because of this massive support on social media.
It will be like
massive support on social media.
It will be like a shock.
That's what I'm saying.
That is why I'm telling you that there are no polling booths on social media.
I'm not supporting anybody.
People that talk on social media, they talk from the comfort of their homes, and 80% of people that talk on social media, they are educated people that just believe they can back, they cannot bite, and 80% of the people that talks on social media will not be at the polling booth. So let us, if you want to use social media to judge, then Professor Yemi Osinbajo should have won the APC primary because every kind of
Yes, sir. Sorry for that breaking transmission. You know, the NEPA grid, the grid in Nigeria is interesting.
It's collapsing rapidly.
This is the fourth time.
Fifth
time in
this year.
So what's happening?
They said we have 23 power generating stations, and 20 of them are down. So we are using only 3 currently.
Even the 3 needs maintenance.
In a country of more than 200 million people, and you are saying we are in a normal situation. Everything has turned upside down. You understand? The system is not working. The system is static. But why we did not know that the system is static is because we have been our attention has been diverted. You understand? There is a digression into the politicking, into now making us having the hallucination and the illusion that 2020.
Where are the activists? Where are those that used to speak up?
I told you they've joined politics, so they are not speaking again. They've joined.
Is that not hypocrisy?
It's beyond hypocrisy. It's even nepotism.
Wickedness.
Or it's wickedness, because when you no longer have people that advocate for an egalitarian society, that means that society will be sinking fast. And that is why up till now, more than 5 months, students are at home. You understand? And I don't know what you are promoting. All the universities are closed down, and you are saying people should not do yahoo. And you kept them at home, and they say an idle hand is a devil's workshop. You understand? You are not building human capacity. Economic is in shambles. You are not in charge of the economy. You are not regulating food prices. You are not electricity. You are not giving people petrol. Our president is the minister of petroleum affairs, but he's not even in charge of the prices of petrol. So inflation is at its rise, but we are busy fighting on Atiku, Obi, and Tinubu.
Okay, and what should we fight for?
That is what I'm telling you. That people now are made to hang their hope on 2023. That by 2023, this vehicle we entered in 2015, this change vehicle will land us at a bus stop in 2023. And let's now pray and be hopeful that the new vehicle will come with a new driver. But with the way things are, and with the situation we find ourselves, we may still end up circumventing, because one of the people that have made it look like this till now is still going to occupy that place. Because the truth is, Atiku has been part of government all this while. He was a vice president. In fact, when he was vice president, he was accused of selling Nigeria.
Is that not political?
Through BP, Bureau for Public Enterprises. And it is the Atiku you are expecting to come now. Tinubu brought this government, supported financially this government for these 7 years. But now he's saying he wants to come and correct the anomalies. I don't know what he's trying to come and correct on the structures that he's aware of. And if he cannot do anything as the national leader of the party, and he's now saying he wants to be president, let's see if he can. Then the other forces that ordinarily ought to give us the expected sanity, they don't have the structures, they don't have the money, they don't have the clout, they don't have the manipulation, they don't have the logistics to outwit these two horses. And that is why take away structures now. See now, take away structures now. If had it been a Kwankwaso, a Peter Obi, that Irumole,
who is Irumole?
That Professor Irumole.
Professor, it's not Imumole.
Sorry,
because I understand what Imumole means.
Nwayawu, Sowore, Atiku, Peter Obi, Kwankwaso, Kola Abiola, that Dan Imumole, that Sowore. If all these people can come together, you understand, the remaining 30 candidates are not up to one. So if all the 30 of them, the revolution that I'm expecting, that may work, that may be practical, that may be realistic, that may make people, we still have 8 months. So it's not impossible that it cannot work. If these people enter into alliance, into unison amongst themselves, if all of them can come together and support one person amongst them, and all of them throw their weight behind that person, then people can now see seriousness in that we want to change our polity ourselves by key behind who we feel has enough support from all of us.
What about
we cannot think
potential voters that are being disenfranchised, in quotes, the INEC?
the voters are people
that are being discouraged, potential, as in people that want to
that didn't have
if these people come together.
We live in a country where we always leave things too late, you understand. Me, on my part, if we want to be sincere, what are those people thinking of before? Why have they not collected PVCs before? Why now? Why are they rushing now? Why have they just suddenly realized that their future should be in their hand? People, at least I voted in the last 2 elections. I voted 2015, I voted 2019, and I played principal role, and I'm going to vote 2023. So now, if you are telling me that people are being disenfranchised, what have they been thinking of? That was the same thing that happened during the NIN. People refused to go and collect their.
Do you know how many people that have turned 18 that have turned 18
now? So there is a process for them to do it, and like we said, government is frustrating it because government may have been already comfortable with the ones they have, because they already know how many votes
manipulate
how many votes they will allot to a particular polling unit, because they know how many voters register they have there. So if now you now have influx of people, it will be difficult for them to manipulate. So you are saying we are part of the problem, you understand? And somebody said, is either you are part of the problem or part of the solution to the problem. The solution that we are looking for now is that we want more people to join us that already have, so that we have plenty people. But what is the direction of the vote? The direction of the vote, even if you have more people, the higher percentage of the vote is still likely going to these 2 horses. The remnant of it will come sympathy vote for Obi, sympathy vote for Ekwankwaso. Ekwankwaso, I've met him severally. He's a very calm person.
Easy going.
He's a cosmopolitan person. Ekwankwaso, as I see him, is not fully desperate to be president of Nigeria. And I can tell you that by the end of 2023, you have that NNP having at least about 2 governors, about 3 senators, about 6 or 8 or 10 House of Reps members. Why? Because when he decamped from PDP to that party, people that decamped alongside him, that joined him in that party, are already people that are established in their various constituents. They just need a change of nomenclature, unlike an Obi who went to a strange political party that has no widespread.
You don't demean a political party. Don't call them strange. They are not strange. I've been in the process for over 10 years.
That is why I tell you that, okay, now if they tell you to mention 5.
No, I'm using the word strange. I'm looking at the word strange. I understand what you're saying, but the word strange.
If they tell you that you should mention 5, you should mention 5 teams in England, which teams will come to your mind?
You have Man U, Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham.
Now, fine. Those are the top teams. Abi, what I am using Labour to do is that, okay, so a player wants to leave La Liga or Italian league, a big player for that matter, like say Pablo Dybala or Robert Lewandowski. If he's coming to England, is he going to go to Bournemouth, or is he going to go to Watford or Fulham, that are small parties? So you cannot compare Labour Party just because one person has gone there to PDP and APC. So it's a small party, it's a mushroom party, it's a strange party, and it does not have the clout does not match. At this peradventure, we have another big party which we don't have in Nigeria until currently. We still don't have. 2023 will determine whether we will have another party. That, in fact, YPP even tried at the last election. They won one house of federal house of rep. Abi, it's even YPP is even bigger than Labour Party. That's what I'm telling you. And the old Labour Party, the structure of the old Labour Party has splitted into 2, because the original owner of the Labour Party has gone to Zenith Labour Party. That is Barrister Dan Nwayawu. He's equally contesting. He's an Igbo man too. He's contesting, and that too will jeopardize, you understand, will break some of the obese influence in the party. And eventually, by the time you cumulatively look at it, look at the last primary. Tinubu was insisting on primaries because he knows he's in charge of the structures. That, okay, let us count the vote, let people vote with what we have, let us vote, let's see what we have. You now see yourself that even against all expectation, Tinubu had more votes in the north than in other parts of the country, because already he has solidified his arrangement in those places. For him to have in the northeast have more than 550 votes out of the 1,000, you know that he is already working towards some things. And unlike somebody that just joined a political party that did not have a single councillor? Who and who will be speaking on behalf of the party? Who and who will be going out? Who are the masses that are going out? The social media. Is everybody on social media?
So what do you advise those social media voters? Social media
the social media electorate should practicalize it by getting the PVC. Sir, when we were trying to collect PVC in 2014, I can recollect in Abuja, we used to wake up 4:35 a.m. and go and queue, and those people, and by 4:35 people are already there, more than 50 people, and you can stay a whole day, 2 days, 3 days. Sir, if you want to do something, if you spend a week, what is worth doing at all is worth doing well. Don't let us just say they are being frustrated from doing it. Why did they wait till when others were doing their own? And now if they are resort to doing it, they must do everything humanly possible to ensure that they get it. If they get it, then they should transform it into vote. The tendency must change. The tendency of on election day, I don't want to be short. My mother warned me that I should not be used for political thuggery. I should not collect money. I will not go out. So on the day of election, we play football. On the day of election, people drink beer. Beer parlors are always full on the day of election. And if you say people that like Faji most in this country, you will say I'm still being tribalistic.
No, don't be tribalistic.
The people that love Faji more in this country, they are Igbos.
No.
You understand?
On Saturdays,
they do Faji.
You can see that some people they block the streets. Who are those that block the streets?
They do. That is party.
Party. It's not Faji.
It's not Faji. It's every day.
Party and Faji is not the same thing. What is Faji in Yoruba?
Faji is every party is.
Whenever there's a fast,
party is an occasion.
Whenever there's a fast, you see that there's a fast, a particular fast every year in Nigeria. Whenever there's that fast, you see that the beer parlors will be dry.
Let's not.
And that's why I say you should not go there, because me, I have bomb that I can use and blow it there.
Let's not digress. But what I'm saying is, the social media voters should transform it into real vote by getting PVC, and they should not stay at home. Let us go and vote first. Let them count the vote first. Let us now see if they will manipulate it or not. But if we sit at the back of our room in our convenience, watching TV, pressing phone and counting, also that's why you see that most results you see on social media don't actually transform into real results at times, because they are accumulated by people that are using propagandas and blackmail to change the direction of electioneering system. So the advice is mainly to the youth that have not collected. Let them not be frustrated. Let them go. Let them ensure that they get it. And like we did when President Buhari refused to sign electoral reform, people went on street, people protested, and he eventually capitulated and signed it. Let well-meaning Nigerians eat our call by letting government convince INEC to extend the date for collection of PVCs. At least we still have about 7-8 months to election, so they can still extend it so that others that felt disenfranchised will collect their PVCs and they will be useful in 2023.
Okay, let's also look at Muslim ticket for the vice presidency.
It is one of the reasons why Nigeria will never get there in time. Not that we may not get there, because this singular thing you just said still made us to realize that Nigeria is still being controlled by Cabal. Because yes, some people, some opinionists and some conspiracy theorists made us to believe that the Cabal was against Tinubu, and that is why Tinubu did not support consensus. Tinubu went for election, and Tinubu is independent. He cannot be controlled by anybody. Fine, we agree to all those insinuations. But what is surprising is that person you gave such a clout, such independence, is now capitulating to a section of the country. You said he didn't have godfathers. You said he didn't have alliance. You said he's now capitulating to a section of the country that insisted. Because what I learned is that it is the APC governors that are insisting that Tinubu must pick a Muslim as his running mate, and they are suggesting Shetima, Zulum, and probably Ganduje. These are Muslims. This thing will not fly. Nigeria is more secular. You cannot compare what happened in 1993 to what is happening now. In 1993, we were trying to chase the military away. We were trying to chase the military away. So the larger picture then is, how can we get a formidable strength to chase the military away, which is why that happened then. But even that presidency did not see the light of the day because they were not sworn in. So even if people keep saying it happened in the past, were they allowed to sit there? They were not allowed to sit there. But it is a reference that people will always go back to, that it has happened. But considering the secularity of the country now, considering the level of polarization in the country now, considering the high level of insecurity in the country now, considering the regionalization of the country now, considering the enormity of crises that are tribal oriented in this country and religiously influenced, it will be an anomaly for anybody to say a Christian ticket or a Muslim ticket. It cannot fly, it cannot work. And that is to show you how egocentric and parochial these people are. This so-called.
Do you believe in competence?
In
competence.
People are competent in
over religious sentiment.
I believe in competence over religious sentiment, but the fact remains that you cannot isolate one from the other. You cannot isolate one from the other, because go to Ekiti and Ondo, they are purely Christian dominant state. So if you want to have a Christian governor, a Christian vice deputy governor in that side of the country. Go to Kano, you always have a Muslim governor and a Muslim deputy governor. They cannot, because we want to be really religiously sensitive. You now have a Muslim and a Christian deputy in Kano. It will fail. And bring it to the larger Nigerian sector. We have Christians, we have Muslims, and we have tribalists. Don't forget that. Traditionalists, people that don't even practice any religion, they are in this country too. You understand? Why don't you think of a Muslim and a traditionalist? You are not thinking of that. You are not saying a Muslim and a Muslim. Are you saying it is only Muslims that we have in this country of 36 states that have about 350 tribes that belongs to different religion? And even if you are talking of the north, are you saying there are more Muslims in the north than Christians? If we want to cumulatively look at it, we can argue that for a whole day. You understand? Because I know Nasarawa is predominantly Christian. Gombe is predominantly Christian. Bauchi is predominantly Christian. Taraba is predominantly Christian. You have Christians in Sokoto. So why don't you
think you have Christians in Maiduguri?
Even in fact, they have more Christians in Maiduguri more than the Muslims. If we if we want to go deep into the tribes, because you see, people always have this notion that an average northerner is a Fulani or is an Hausa. It's wrong. People don't even know the difference between a Fulani or an Hausa. There are different tribes, different ethnic religions there that are not based on religion. So even if you are saying because of the alliance between the north and the west, there are so many competent Christians in the north that can be.
Are they popular?
They are popular. Is Yakubu Dogara not a Christian?
Has he worked for the party like that?
Yes, now he was formerly a speaker. There are so many
speaker for
Speaker
APC.
of the House of Reps.
For APC or PDP?
National speaker. Did they count speaker for party? Somebody that has risen to the pedestal of number 4 man in the country. They can pick him. That is, I'm not speaking for them. I'm just telling you that there are many competent Christians in the north. Are you now saying because anything should go to north, everything should be Muslim? But Mustafa, the Secretary General of the Federation, is a Christian.
Lalong.
The SDF. Simon Lalong, the governor of Plateau State, is a Christian. So if you want to use the argument of Tinubu as a pally with the north, let the north give us a Christian vice president, because you cannot say all northerners are Muslim. It is obsolete, it is unethical, it is barbaric. You understand? It is taking us to the stone age if you say we should fly a Muslim ticket. And I think maybe, if the Yorubas used to say, if something unfortunate will happen to somebody, you understand, it will start from inception. I think APC is gradually digging its own grave by itself, because that Muslim ticket alone, you understand, we turn voters apathy against them. So many people that are in APC or that intend to vote for Tinubu will, because of that, not vote for Tinubu, because there are so many Yorubas that are Christian. But if you are now saying because my brother is a Muslim and he's my brother, let me vote for him. So are you now saying there is no other Christian in the other part of the country that can join him? It is it is itself worrisome. It is worrisome because when we have allowed ourselves to be manipulated, hoodwinked and coerced by this cabal, because if not cabalistic in nature, if not dictatorial in nature, if not anarchistic in nature, it is unheard of that you will be thinking of a Muslim to partner a Muslim in a country of 200 million people that has almost equal of the two political parties. So it cannot fly. It will not fly.
Okay,
I'm not part of their NWC, and I'm not an advisor to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But if Bola Ahmed Tinubu is serious about becoming the president of Nigeria, he should ditch that. I'm not even campaigning for him. He should ditch that idea of picking another Muslim to be his running mate.
Okay, let's look at the southern governors. They have come together to look at the security situation in the southwest state with reference to Ondo State. The
security situation is not only peculiar to the southwest, but it is becoming more rampant in the southwest. While in the north has equally agreed that we will live with it, we will live by it. So they are living with it, and that's why you notice that the bandits, the ISWAP,
every day,
the WISWAP, the bandits, the
50 travelers,
every day they kidnap them, every day they kill them, but they are not even taking it serious any longer. They've seen it as part of their daily life. While in a more enlightened southwest part of Nigeria, we see it as an anomaly, and that's why the governors first ran themselves to form Amotekun, a regional security force, to you understand, to truncate activities of these marauders whenever they want to infiltrate our land. So basically what the southern governors are doing is just to protect their region on their own, knowing quite well that the presidency, the government, the federal government is incapacitated in fighting. They have always been winning the war technically. Each time these people do their own, at least when they kidnap people in Kaduna, in the Kaduna train attack, when they kidnap people, government initially wants to deny that the people are not that plenty, people have been rescued or people did not die, until we start getting fact that people actually died. And these people eventually later even posted a picture, a video of one of the kidnapped victims that gave birth in their captivity. You understand? And majority of them are still there. So Yoruba people, the southern governors did not want us to degenerate into such level where people will be killed every day, people will be marauded every day, people will be kidnapped every day without government doing anything. And that is why they've stepped up securities in tackling the case of insecurity on our own, because we cannot be helpless in the hands of a government that has decided.
What do you think that they can do?
The federal government has decided to be insensitive, and that is why the southern west governor have stepped up, you understand, modalities in ensuring that the people in the region are protected. So their action is in the right direction, because they are not protecting us to go and fight. They are not arming us to go and fight another tribe or to go and fight Igbos or fight Hausa. They are doing everything to protect the life and properties of people in the region. It's a right, and it deserves an applause from them.
Okay, well, lastly let's look at what do you think this current regime can use to campaign for votes.
The current regime is gone now. The current regime, what they are
APC will campaign.
What they are just waiting for is a validity service. So it is not a campaign for APC now. It is purely a Bola Tinubu affair. So don't say APC campaign. Say Bola Tinubu, because the day he emerged as the presidential candidate, he becomes automatically the leader of the party, and it is his direction now. It is his campaign slogan. APC will not roll out campaign slogan for him. APC will not give him money to campaign. APC will not tell him where to go and who to meet. It is his duty, his role, to reach out to all the nooks and crannies of the country. And he has a problem. The major problem is this government has failed woefully. This government has failed Nigerians. Is he coming to compliment on the failure? Is he coming to build on the failure? Or is he coming to sanitize the system? And if he's coming to sanitize the system, is he ready to step on toes? Is he ready to probe? Is he ready to criticize some of the policies of this government that is anti-people? Okay. We don't know that. So let Tinubu step up his campaign. Let Nigerians, in their consciousness, let them get their voters card and let's wait for them.
Lastly, Mr. Uchejini said, which of these presidential candidates do you think can tackle the insecurity?
It is when they get there now. It is when they get there first, because none of them before. In fact, the only good thing we can have from this is that in 2023 we will not have the military controlling us again, because the military has always been controlling us using agbada. The military has ruled 44 years out of the 62 years of our existence as a country in one toga or the other, either in the military uniform or in agbada. And we hope and pray that President Muhammadu Buhari will be the last military general that will rule the country. But the fact remains that even if people that are military oriented cannot tackle insecurity, let's wait for 2023, where people that are not from a military background will come and will now see the approach they will use in tackling insecurity. But for now, you cannot say this person, if he comes, he will tackle insecurity, because he has not been there. It is only when you are there, you are sitting on that table and you are faced with that responsibility.
We have a Yoruba Nation mega rally. Yoruba Nation is getting popular by the day. Let's make a reference to the Yoruba Nation.
These are agitations by the side. As long as there will be no referendum, as long as the National Assembly, the green and the yellow chamber, will not allow referendum to go through, agitation for Yoruba Nation, agitation for Biafra Nation will continue ceaselessly. And by the time we are carried away by the phantasmagoria of the electioneering, yes, the fantasy of the election, yes. You understand? By the time we are carried away with it, people will forget about referendum, people will forget about agitation, people will face what 2023 can bring. And like I said, if by 2023 we have a government that is listening, we have a government that takes the general interest of the people, we have a secular government that did not see himself as a regional president, that did not see himself as an Hausa or a Yoruba or an Igbo man, that sees himself as a Nigerian, and that tries to create enabling environment for all, bring back sanity into our system, tackle corruption headlong, then we may not get it right. So we cannot say that one of them will come and tackle insecurity, because none of them is a soldier, none of them is renowned to have fought a war, and none of them has been given opportunity to go and face insurgents somewhere. So when they get there, we will know what they are capable of.
When the generals have not been able to,
when the generals have not been able to do it, so let's see and wait what the kindergartens will do when they get there.
Okay, thank you very much. We have come to the end of the program by Pundits on Flip TV. We want to say try as much as you can to get your vote and participate in the process, so that you won't complain. Even though you vote and it does not count, you know that you have done something. You're better than someone that did not even have a voter's card and didn't vote. I'm Christian Chuko, and we are going to have another edition tomorrow, and I have with me my honorable guest.
Idowu Israel, always a player being here.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah.